You ever been so calm that people start getting suspicious? Like they look at you sideways and think, what's he planning? Why isn't he posting every thought online? Should I be worried? Yes, they should be worried. Because when you're calm, focused, and moving in complete silence, that's when your real power starts showing up. And today, I'm talking directly to you. Yeah, you. The one who's been underestimated for way too long. The one people have overlooked, doubted, maybe even forgotten about completely.
Good.
Let them forget. Let them sleep on you while you're wide awake, building something they can't even imagine. Here's what most people don't understand about true power. In a world where everyone's screaming for attention, posting every coffee they drink, every meeting they attend, every half-baked idea they have, silence hits different. It cuts through all that noise like a knife through butter. You ever watch a lion hunt? Of course you haven't, because lions don't announce their plans on Instagram. They don't post stories saying, "About to catch some dinner, stay tuned." They move quietly, with deadly focus, and by the time their prey realizes what's happening, it's already over. But us humans, we're out here showing off dreams that aren't even half built yet, like they're finished masterpieces. Just had a big meeting, guys. Huge things coming. Bro, you had coffee with your neighbor. About to drop something massive. What? Your phone? Listen, I get it. We all crave recognition. We want people to know we matter, that we're not just wasting oxygen. But here's the brutal truth. Real power doesn't need to announce itself. It walks into a room and everybody just feels it. The energy shifts. The temperature changes. People straighten up without even knowing why. You know that guy at the gym who hasn't even warmed up yet, but he's already filming a workout tutorial. Today we're hitting arms, chest, core, spirit, soul, and maybe some emotional baggage too. Brother, stretch first. Maybe learn what you're doing before you teach it. That's exactly what most of us do in life. We talk endlessly about what we're going to do, but we forget the most important part, actually doing it. We want applause for showing up to the starting line, not for crossing the finish line. We want credit for good intentions instead of actual results. Imagine a chef running around the kitchen yelling, "I'm about to make the most incredible pasta you've ever tasted in your entire life," then burns the water. That's what happens when your mouth moves faster than your hands. There's a massive difference between confidence and performance anxiety disguised as confidence. Real confidence whispers, "You'll see it when it's ready." No previews, no spoilers, just results. Let me paint you a picture. There was this man in a small village who kept to himself. Didn't talk much at the town meetings, never showed up to the parties, just quietly worked his land every single day. People started gossiping. He's so boring. Probably not doing much over there anyway. Maybe he's given up on life. They had no idea he was planning something extraordinary. Seasons passed. Storms came and went. While everyone else was busy at the coffee shop analyzing each other's lives, this man was out there laying roots. Deep roots. Patient roots. Strategic roots. One spring morning, the entire village woke up to something that stopped them dead in their tracks. His property was covered in towering fruit trees, tall, strong, heavy with fruit, creating shade for miles. He didn't post about it. He didn't throw a party. He just smiled that quiet smile and kept watering his trees. That man understood something most people never learn. He was calm not because he didn't care, but because he knew exactly what he was building. And he knew it would speak for itself when the time was right. Here's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to admit. Not everybody needs to know your next move. And it's not because they're bad people. It's because some folks just don't have the vision to understand what you're creating. You tell them you're writing a book, they'll immediately ask, "Do people even read anymore?" You mention starting a business, they'll say, "Isn't every market oversaturated these days?" You talk about taking time to heal and grow, they'll roll their eyes and say, "Must be nice to have that luxury." Some people will never get it. And you know what? That's perfectly okay. You're not building for them anyway. You're building for the person you're becoming. You're building for the life you're creating. You're building because something inside you knows you're capable of more. Let them wonder. Let them guess. Let them create their own little theories about what you're up to. Let your growth be so quiet they mistake it for you standing still. Because while they're busy making noise, you're making progress. Here's where people get it twisted. They think calm means weak. Like if you're not the loudest person in the room, you must not have anything important to say. Let me tell you something that might blow your mind. Still water runs deep. The calm before a storm isn't empty. It's loaded with potential energy. Some of the most powerful people I've ever encountered never raise their voice, never brag, never rush anywhere. They walk slowly. They speak deliberately. But their minds move at lightning speed. They're 3 steps ahead of everyone else, observing everything, saying little, and when they finally make their move, it's surgical, it's precise, it's devastating. That's who you want to become. Not the person who's always reacting to everything, but the person who's always 3 moves ahead, preparing for what's coming next. Think about this. You ever play Uno with a group of friends? It's chaos. People slamming cards down, yelling, laughing, pure madness. Everyone's reacting to what just happened. Now contrast that with chess. Everything is slow, strategic, calculated. You don't win at chess by screaming, "Draw 4," at the top of your lungs. You win by thinking 5 moves ahead and sitting there calmly while checkmate approaches. Your opponent has no idea what's coming until it's too late. Life isn't Uno, my friend. Life is chess. Start moving accordingly. But here's something you need to understand. You can't fake this kind of calm. You can fake confidence for a while. You can fake a smile until your face hurts. But the kind of calm that comes from deep inner work, that's the real deal. That only comes from sitting with your pain instead of running from it. From learning when to speak and when to just breathe deeply. From accepting what you can't control and focusing on what you can. Authentic calm isn't passive. It's not giving up. It's the exact opposite. It's incredibly powerful. It says, I've weathered storms you can't imagine. I've done the work. I don't need to explain myself to anyone anymore. And here's what's beautiful about this transformation. The moment you start moving differently, protecting your peace, not reacting to every little thing that used to set you off, people absolutely lose their minds. Are you okay? You've changed. You're acting weird. This isn't like you. No, you're just not entertaining the nonsense anymore. You're not replying to every piece of drama that lands in your inbox. You're not chasing validation from people who don't even validate themselves. You're not broadcasting every thought, every plan, every move you're making. You're just working in silence, with purpose, with direction. And it makes people incredibly nervous because they can't read you anymore. They can't predict what you're going to do next. They can't gossip about your business because you're not giving them any material to work with. And that's exactly where you want to be. That's your sweet spot. That's your power position. Let me ask you something that might change everything. What if you just stopped explaining yourself to everyone? What if you stopped trying to convince people that you're doing fine, that your life is on track, that you know what you're doing? What if you just let them one? You don't owe anyone a detailed report of your progress. You don't need to prove anything to anyone except yourself. So here's what I want you to do. Shift all that energy inward. Instead of asking, do they believe in me? Start asking, do I believe in me? Because when you know you're putting in the real work, when you can feel yourself getting stronger, smarter, more focused every single day, you don't need to announce it to the world. You just live it. You embody it. You become it. And then one day, seemingly out of nowhere, they're going to start asking questions. When did you get so good at this? How did you build something this impressive? Where did this version of you even come from? I feel like I haven't seen you in forever, and now you're different. And you'll just smile that same quiet smile. Because while they were watching Netflix, you were reading books. While they were scrolling through drama, you were solving problems. While they were doubting you, questioning you, maybe even betting against you, you were leveling up. Quietly, calmly, relentlessly. That's the real power of moving in silence. You don't give people the opportunity to shoot down your dreams because you never handed them the blueprint in the first place. You just built the whole thing while they weren't paying attention. So here's what I want you to walk away with today. Be calm, but be dangerous. Be focused, but be flexible. Be quiet about your plans and absolutely thunderous with your results. Let your inner peace intimidate them. Let your growth confuse them. Let your calmness be the storm they never saw coming. You don't need to be the loudest to be the most powerful. You don't need to be seen every single day to be effective. You don't need constant validation to know your own value. You just need to keep moving forward. Keep building something meaningful. Keep becoming the version of yourself that even you are still discovering. because one day they're going to look up and realize what you were doing all this time. But by then, you'll be so far ahead that catching up won't even be an option for them. Stay calm, stay focused, stay dangerous. If this message hit you where you needed to hear it today, hit that like button and let me know in the comments. And if you're ready to start moving in silence from now on, subscribe because we're just getting started. I'll see you in the next one.